Morbius. One that is a meme of and in itself. It's a very infamous movie in the SSU because of this particular reason. Some even go as far to say that it's so bad it's good, and I'm actually one of those people. A lot of critics said that this film was garbage, but it's actually quite enjoyable. Memes aside, I actually think that, while it's definitely not an outstanding movie, it does at least a few things right, even though it does feel like the Venom movies, only with Morbius as the main character instead of Venom. Also, this movie's performance was so bad that it bombed twice at the box office. Not even kidding. It was just that big of a failure. So in today's movie review, I will be talking about Morbius. Both why it's a decent SSU installment, but also a very middle of the pack placement for this movie series. It's Morbin time. Before we start this video, don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. And don't forget to subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon to see more content. Thank you, and enjoy. Starting with the positives, the voice performances are pretty decent here. The best standout being Matt Smith as Milo, who actually sounds like he's having fun playing his character, unlike everyone else who sounds like they are sleepwalking. Aside from this, only a few decent actors do well enough, like Tyrese Gibson, and even Jared Leto's performance as Morbius, despite acting like he was tired on set, is also passable. Everyone else, though, is pretty forgettable and don't do much to the plot because they aren't given enough screen time and they bring little energy in their character. Even though it fails to make it an R-rated flick, the dark tone is very well fitting for the most part and does make this Morbius film more terrifying, much like the Venom films. It's a bit hard to see what's going on with it, though, basically leaving its storytelling in the dark most of the time. If the movie had more violence and scares to back up its plot to earn its R-rated place, I would give more critical praise to this, as this could have been a secret main ingredient in making this movie really solid from its current state. The best part of this movie, hands down, is its action sequences, being both really cool to view and very entertaining, giving some energy in this movie for a short while. The final scene where Morbius uses the bats against Milo was awesome. It's also fast and very effective, albeit held back from this movie's lack of good editing. Like its other films, it can at times have a turn your brain off plot for viewers if they came to see some entertaining action and more. Another noteworthy moment this movie has in it is that it does have a pretty epic sounding music score by John Ekstrand, who also acts as a frequent collaborator with the film's director Daniel Espinosa. It's very well fitting for this movie's approach, making its few solid action sequences very packed and rewatchable. Lastly, for what they are worth, the special effects are pretty solid even if they do look pretty terribly edited sometimes. The slow motion effects, depending on your view, are really cool. Morbius in flight, even though it looks a little bit choppy, is decent at best, and even some smoke effects are okay. It's definitely an attempt here, though this phase was when the SSU started to dip drastically from its high budget editing, and it definitely shows. Now for the negatives that really dropped this movie off. The first main reason being that the only reason this was made was so that Sony could hold on to the rights of Spider-Man so that they don't lose the rights to it with Marvel Studios, in which they are sharing their rights with. Back then, it indicated that Sony were producing a series of Marvel movies of their own, aka the SSU, instead of just Venom. They wanted a universe that could compete with Marvel Studios. For even a movie that runs with an hour and 40 runtime, the pacing is just awful. The entire scenes just feel like they last on for way longer than they need to be. The unique concept usually comes within 10 to 15 minutes, whereas in this, it picks up with the title character around 30 minutes in, making the film feel extremely boring to watch at times. It just drags with no entertaining scenes at all, and is mostly just talking, and not much else can be said. The biggest offender that this movie also struggles with is its mid-credit scene, with Michael Keaton's Vulture appearing without question. Although this might be because the cause of Doctor Strange's second spell from No Way Home, it was meant to return people outside the MCU back into their respective universes, basically creating even more plot holes. Recruiting Morbius, Toomes changing his character, it's all confusing, guys. Lastly, this movie really does have some pretty ugly visual effects and some awful CGI, especially the choppy editing as well. It all looks like it was taken from a video game cutscene. Even the movie itself is pretty dark. While it matches Morbius perfectly, it's hard to see what's going on, rubbing even more salt in the wound of what could have been something like the first Venom movie, and instead being an extremely cheesy movie that comes off as laughable instead of exciting. Overall, my final opinion on Morbius? Well, just like the entirety of the SSU, it's definitely a movie. And that's all that can be said. It's at least a valiant attempt at bringing this vampire onto the big screen, and is definitely more engaging than some of the other entries in its laughable series. But is that all that Morbius can really do? Because it's still not enough to make it worth considering. It's something that at least is very funny to joke about, and I really did enjoy the cult it spawned. But if we put memes aside, then this is just okay. The problem is that it's also rated PG-13, when it could have been R-rated and done something that the Venom movies should have done. Sadly, it never did, basically leaving it as a joke of a movie that will forever live in the shadow of its struggling series. I suppose if you just want something more interesting than some of the recent movies, maybe this could be entertaining for you. All I'm trying to say here is this. This movie basically got mobbed. What is your opinion on Morbius? Is it at least good enough to be mildly entertaining? Does it earn its mark as an infamous internet meme? And does it, in any shape or form, help move forward its series? Let me know in the comment section below, and also don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And subscribe to my channel if you're new, and hit that bell icon to see more content on my channel. Thanks for watching. Returning with its ongoing mistakes of the SSU, accompanied by its own mix of dread and scares, Morbius works in its own right, but very rarely works as a flawless outgoing.